Let's talk about loan quotes, guys. This is something that every single investor needs to pay attention to, because whether you like it or not, there might be a monster lurking in your loan quote that you didn't see. You just glanced at your loan quote, saw a really attractive number, makes sense, and you went with that loan quote. So I'm going to give you a real world example of what can happen if you don't pay attention to your loans. Let me start with this. Jet lending is a fixed rate loan. It does not accelerate. It does not escalate. It does not increase. It is a fixed rate for 12 months. At the end of 12 months, if you need to extend, there is a 1-point fee, no other charges. You do have to be current on your loan, and you do have to be making your payments on time. In other words, we're not going to extend somebody that's not paying. That's kind of obvious. But here's a real world example of a loan that an investor did, and they went with another lender. We apparently could not compete with their loan quote. So we are at 3 points and 11.9 typically on our rate. This loan quote came in at 2 points and 9.49. Sounds great. I'd use them too. And the loan or the borrower went with that loan quote. We lost the deal. We asked for a copy of that loan quote so we could see, are we really comparing apples to apples here? So the lender provided it. This is a well-known competitor in the Houston market. I'm not going to say who they are. That loan quote came back, and if you go to our blog, I'm going to talk about this as well. So initially it starts off 2 points. That's the origination fee. We have the same origination. We have an origination fee as well. We're 3 points. They have a processing fee. We have a processing fee. Same number. $14.95, by the way. We then go through the loan. Payments about $2,200 a month, in that range. I don't remember the exact number. Per month. This is a $300,000 loan. That works out to a little bit less than 9%, if I'm remembering my math correctly. Anyway, it's $2,200 a month, month one. It's $2,200 a month, month two. Jumps a little bit, $2,300 the second month. I'm sorry, third month. Jumps to 23 and change. Fourth month jumps to $2,900. Fifth month, $2,900, and it's $2,900 basically for the rest of the loan. That's not 9.49, by the way. That is well above 9.49 at $2,900. So be aware, there's escalations in there. They're gonna, I don't want to say trick, but they are certainly, it's certainly not in bold print that these things are happening. Here's the other part of it. So at month 6, you have a 1-point deferred origination fee. I like the word deferred there. So at month 6, you owe the payment and you owe 1%. So your payment's $2,900. Your a deferred origination fee is $3,000. So that month, your payment is $5,900. There are Month 7, your payment is $2,900. Month 8, your payment is $2,900. Month 9, your payment is $2,900 plus another 1% origination fee. Month 10, $2,900. Month 11, $2,900. Month 12, guess what? $2,900 plus another 1% origination fee. Plus, at the end of month 12, you have a 10% principal pay down. Now guys, if you can get your flip done in 6 months, I'm going to be straight and as candid as I can be. If you get your flip done in 6 months, that's a better loan. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to try to sway you. That's a better deal. But at month 7, let me rephrase this. Starting in month 7, there is a gun at your head, and that gun is going to start shooting bullets. Because at the end of month 12, at the end of month 12, if you have not paid that loan off, you're at you're at 5 points, and you're at, if my math is correct, 12.5 or 12.9 on the rate, and you have paid down the loan 10% or 30 grand. If you had to borrow money to do that deal to begin with, that is an expensive loan at the end of the deal, and it is a killer. You're going to get foreclosed on if you can't give them 30 grand. So I'm not telling you don't do that loan. If you're really good at what you do, okay, maybe that's your loan. But just be aware, if your deal doesn't go exactly as you plan, that deal, your exit, you better be able to sell it. You better be able to dump it if you can't make the pay downs as scheduled and the extra points as scheduled. You know, back half of this loan has a $30,000 pay down and two roughly $6,000 payments. I don't know about you, but that's playing Russian roulette. I'm Steve Skillern, Jet Lending, 281-768-4752, SSKILLERN at jetlending.com. Call to talk about this, guys. We try to be as transparent and straightforward as possible. There's not any smoke and mirrors in our loans. Obviously, there's a late fee if your payment's late. I mean, it's just normal stuff that you would expect in any loan that you did. There's no fine print, there's no BS, there's no Russian roulette. This is Steve Skillern, signing out.